Paquito is like, it's always been a signature hero of Evil per se. When you think of Evil, most of the times you tend to think of Paquito. It could be like the powerful Paquito. But obviously with the meta changes and everything, that's kind of shifted to the EXP side. And okay, now let's talk about, for example, who has the advantage over the turtle fights, right? We look at both sides. Evil, as usual, they're going to have this huge teamfight potential. But with the Hellcat and the Grok in here to actually mess around with the Fasa, I feel like Evil's teamfight, it's actually very even this time. It's actually either 50-50 or it's actually going to be like they are the 40 and the 60 going to Alchemy. What do you think, Churros?
Man, I think if Alchemy executes their draft very, very well and Icon knows his target, which is basically Jace's in the early game, and in the late game, he just needs to take down Coconut. Alchemy has a higher chance to win. But that being said, they really need to snowball because Hellcat, again, is a very, very snowball-heavy kind of hero. Evil takes the first Lethal Wanderer, giving them an EXP boost in the early game. They also went for level 2. Evil does have the higher rotation speed. Alchemy just needs to play towards that late game.
One good thing about Evil's draft though against Alchemy is that if Alchemy you get a little bit too cocky, if you overextend into specific areas of the map, this is where the Minotaur heal can actually be really annoying. Oh, the Flicker already burned before the turtle. This is huge. It looks like Alchemy, they're really good at doing this. They've been burning spells perfectly most of the time.
Now, of course, down in the bottom side, we have got Powerful as well as Twist. They're just going to be putting themselves... Oh, okay.
Burning
Quite
out
a lot
Flicker.
of flickers. Yeah, a lot of these battle spells are already expended from both sides. At least from Alchemy, Pusky has already used this one. For Evil side, Kara has already been used this one. I would say that both are pretty equal when it comes down to the intensity and how important that flicker is for the upcoming fight.
Now the Waves is pushing in. Evil just slowly buying time. He needs Jace's up to be level 4 as well as Jet in order to have that first team fight. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Minotaur and Grok coming in for that backline support. Still don't have level 4 though. Dark Knight Falls.
It doesn't seem like the rest of the members on the side of Evil was capable of doing much at this point in time. But at least the Dark Knight Falls allowed Alchemy to take themselves the turtle, plus take a +1 or +2 on top of Evil. With Powerful and Carrot down, Alchemy would definitely want to steamroll with this, but it doesn't seem like Evil is pretty much done just yet. As we got Twist immediately jumping right in with a quick little flicker plus all the combos. JS even used his ultimate.
If you're Evil, you definitely have to be prepared for these kind of scenarios way more. If anything, like, once the turtle pull was starting, I was actually thinking, if you're Icon, Hellcat is not usually the guy who's going to be pulling the turtle away because you want to be going to the backline. But in this case, the other alternative is that he's just going to call, let it be dark, go Batman on them. And that's what he did. If anything, I feel like they will be doing this consistently. So now it's all, balls in Evil's court. How are they going to adapt to the situation knowing that this is the game plan that Alchemy has in mind? If you're the far side, it's not going to be a good time. But that could also potentially be because they had the slower level 4s.
That's right. I mean, Alchemy, they played that very, very well. They were risking it a lot by having Icon use that Dark Knight Falls and securing that turtle for the rest of the team to get that level 4 and then go in for that fight. Powerful was ahead in terms of level, but with that one turtle fight, Icon is ahead. Just waiting for that right time. He's waiting for the right target. Twist will be the next one.
Oh, does it seem like Twist will be able to get himself... Oh, never mind. He did manage to get himself right out of the dodge. But for the rest of Evil, Powerful, he joined into the fray in the center just to make sure that he will be able to help Twist out.
And this Edith is having such a good game. But hopefully the impact will be able to translate over to the more crucial objectives, which would be the Lord fights. And I think, he's really pushing the wave. He's going to cut it in. He's going to have priority. Alchemy should be able to start regaining the map control towards the left side of the map. Powerful, I don't like just babysitting, trying to make sure they can defend the tower, making sure that Twist doesn't get caught. But I would assume they would start moving start getting over to the hauling ass right now. They have to. They cannot afford to, not go to the turtle fights. Even if you lose the turtle, you need to be able to get these pickoffs. But who can they pick off? That is actually the key question here.
I think Evil is playing it very well and maintaining that tempo. And Twist is just moving in and out of the map. He's joining in a lot of these team fights. But Alchemy, they have other plans. They want to open up the map as fast as they can. But Carrot, though,
Carrot, I believe that Evil is pretty much going all in right now. Unfortunately, Donnie and Jet is going to be the only two person that will be soaring into the skies. JS comes in from the back. He's just going to be wingsing himself right out of there. And unfortunately, does not quite have the feathered airstrike just yet. So, the rest of Alchemy, they're just going to be running it down. Carrot doesn't seem like he will be able to live to see it another day as Pusky brings him down just so easily. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far, but Alchemy and Evil they also have one turtle each.
This is where experience comes into play. Evil looks like they were just focusing fire onto Danny, wants to taking him out. But Powerful, in the midst of all of that, he focused on two things. He was just basically taking down that Lord and taking down Danny at the same time, but Coconut taking a lot of damage from Icon. He is forced to retreat. But here comes Carrot just babysitting on that top side.
The idea is there, and this is why, the battle spell's so crucial. Can you imagine if they had those Purifiers in the last game? We could have potentially seen a very different game. But meanwhile, back in this game, looks like there's a lot of pressure top. They really want to be able to snipe up the Irithel, but not giving them what they want. Powerful, being that strong shield between him and the gold laner. Oh my god!
Dani with a great wild charge on top of Powerful. He did manage to buy a little bit more time for the side of Jet, but even when it comes down to the Nether Realm, would want to make sure that he will be able to stay alive. But Twist, he bounces right underneath the turret in the top lane, and thus he's gonna go, okay, at least he managed to bring Jet down. That is not exactly a bad score at all. It is a pause 4 for a pause 2, so I'll take it any day.
It's like a suicide bomber. He knows he's going down. He's taking Jet along with him for the ride. Now, Evil, they are coming back up. They're just getting trades after trades after trades and still defending themselves. There's not too much economy far behind from Alchemy, but Alchemy, they have been in this position before. In game number 1, they have been ahead, but they need to extend that lead as fast as they can. They need to be able to maintain this momentum.
Onwards, but unfortunately the Earth Shadow just does not touch anyone just yet. Powerful comes in from behind and managed to scout out where Jet is. But the main thing is Alchemy came here for what they wanted, and that is going to be the first tier defense turret. They got it, and now they're going to go back to playing on the neutral game. Back over to the neutral objective.
The spells are down. This is not looking good. This is actually a very negative twist right now coming out from the side of Evil. Alchemy, they're just asserting the dominance. For Ultimate still up. Yep, stolen.
Icon takes the turtle for himself. Carrot is still going to be in the midst of everything. I don't think that he will be able to do quite much at this point in time. But Carrot flickers himself right out of there. As such, he's going to be not staying alive, unfortunately.
Evil just looking for trades. As much as Alchemy got that turtle, Evil also opened up that bottom side tier 1. So Evil still in the game as of now. Alchemy a little bit far ahead. They have a little bit more damage. They are building defensive items just to psych themselves up for that Irithel and the Paquito, which is all over the map. Twist is just doing so much in this game.
No, I'm liking the decisiveness here coming out from Coconut because, once the spells were down, that was really a 50-50. Even the Bucks here didn't have the ultimate. Very, very hard. If anything, they were just trying their luck, trying to get that turtle. And immediately he was straight at the bottom. He opened up the map. So technically not the biggest loss. This game is still relatively even. But this just means that Alchemy's timing is here.
I don't believe that is too much that we would expect from a side of Twist just yet. I mean, Icon is currently at level 12. And I believe that when it comes down to itemizations, it's pretty A-okay.
It's building up a lot of defense though. Alchemy again with the passive aggressive kind of nature. And we've seen Alchemy in this stage before. They are ahead. They should be able to cycle Evil all the way through. They have Jet who's able to pull, like he has made some very good plays, pulling them over the walls, trying to single them out so that Alchemy could get an easy kill. But Evil is just defending and trying to react to a lot of Alchemy situations and skirmish.
They have to find a way to at least burn the Faramis ulti before these key team fights. But they haven't been able to do so just because, both teams are playing relatively safe right now. And, when I talked about timings just now for Alchemy, it looks like they may have just found one to accelerate theirs.
Wow, they're going all in on the Pusky. They want to make sure that they bring him down as soon as they can. He didn't even manage to pull off the Primal Wrath, get himself right out of Fireaxe. So it's really unfortunate if you ask me. But Evil took that opportunity by force.
Look at Twist cutting the waves, playing the waves, and now they will have, priority over the Lord fight. And it looks like this time, Evil changing things up a little bit, that pick really turning out to be what could be the downfall for Alchemy in this particular situation. But now it looks like Evil, they have figured something out. This is what you need to do. Take these tiny fights a bit faster to Alchemy so that these ultimates are burned and then they can run over. This is something they're already good at doing around the Lord fight. They need to use this kind of tactics around the other ends of the map. So now we're looking at Pacifist. He's trying for the flank. If I'm not mistaken, he's been the one who's been trying to actively hit the backline. But he hasn't been too successful yet. But now with a bit more farm, maybe he might be able to pull it off this time.
Twist is putting in the work. He's just playing that macro game, maintaining lane pressure on all 4 lanes. And here comes Powerful with the knock, with the stun. Pooski caught out.
Oh, the Netherrealm came in quite clutch, but unfortunately, it popped right at the edge of the Feathered Airstrike. But Pacifist comes in to join in the battle over to the backside. And the Blazing Duet manages to get himself a double, and very potentially might be able to pick up a little bit more, as now his gun's blazing down on the Carrot. But Icon seized it right under his nose, and Alchemy manages to pick off 3 with only 2 casualty, and even with a bonus of the turret in the middle lane.
Questionable like team fight decision over there to keep pursuing to chasing the Faramist. Faramist was basically trying to kite them away from as far off from the rest of Evil as much as possible. And just as that is happening, actually Icon, what's happening here?
This is not what I'm expecting, as Twist as well as Powerful. They're making a statement here that even if they do have the numbers disadvantage, they will still run it down onto Icon and Pacifist to regain control of the river.
It's a slow burn whenever you play that box. Yeah, it's slow down. Powerful will always be in your face, and you can't shake him off as much as you can. But now the Lord is ensuing. Alchemy looking to pull the Lord over to their side so that they have the advantage. Evil doing a lot of work, especially Twist, maintaining that lane management for Evil to have a better time with this objective.
Claude not showing on the map yet. He's trying to split. It looks like he's not really ready to commit to that 50-50 at the Lord fight just yet. He kind of wants to let the wave push in, get some info, then maybe he'll decide. Is he going to keep it back? We shall see. But meanwhile, Evil is just doing what they do best. Jet goes down again. This is what I was talking about. Like him on the Faramis, I think he's just sometimes a bit too trigger happy. So when he likes those, those huge pulls, he tends to put himself in these very awkward positions. And this is something which may just cost them the lot.
I mean, I don't think that they pretty much need that kind of pull. I mean, we're looking at Pooski, we're also looking at Donnie. Both of these heroes are very capable of finding these kind of opportunities. And Jet doesn't have to go all the way out for that. But speaking of going all the way out for that, Evil, 4-man running down on the 4-man. But Pacifist, whoa! He manages to bust right in and manages to bring JS down. Coconut is going to be the next one on the chopping block. But now Carrot is just going to be facing his Hammer's Wrath on top of Pacifist. But a quick, nice little knock-up to make sure the Pacifist will be able to stay alive. He swapped places with Dexter. And now he finds himself in the middle lane, out of sight and out of mind from the side of Evil. And they cannot manage to really bring this Claude down.
Sneaky, sneaky. Pacifist just making Evil work for their meal. Evil just slowly but surely trying to chase down any one loose member of Alchemy. But Alchemy, they have better plans. They want to go for that Lord. They need this Lord. It's been 5 minutes since the Lord's been sitting there. Nothing has been touched yet.
Very, very nice selfless play coming out from the teammates of Alchemy. Help covering Pacifist. Protect the President. That's what the whole mission was right there. Especially
Protect the President.
No. Especially after the dive. Protect President Pacifist. That's the whole theme of Alchemy's gameplay right now. So that, Claude's able to dive the backlines and make it out in time. Of course, having a bit of jumps here and there helps a little bit. But now Evil, how they're able to redeem themselves. This is splitting up the map. Claude, this is what he does best. This is the Pacifist's new gameplay. Instead of just trying to snowball off taking towers, he's going I'm going to pressure your tower a little bit, and then we'll see from there how the Lord fights go.
I think this is what they're missing, that split push capability, playing that map, maintaining that lane management so that Alchemy has the upper hand and able to pull Evil out of their base and out of their comfort zone so that they can try to get a flank onto the win conditions, which is maybe even Jace's or Coconut. Once they're taken down, Alchemy pretty much win this game easy.
Actually, only now when I'm looking at the lineup of Alchemist, looking at Pacifist, Claude does have mobility. Claude can actually farm and push out the long lanes.
Oh, they're pulling the trigger.
He can definitely just go right in and not give a damn in the world to do really what the rest is thinking of. But Pooski is jumping all the way to the back lines, all alone.
Wow, they got
Pacifist. 3. This Phalanx, he's just going to be working all the way through, and he managed to zone 3 members away, pushing Powerful as well as Twist to work on their meals all alone. But here's the catch, though. Despite all that Pooski did, Pacifist still went down. Pooski himself is dead too. As such, Alchemy have got 3 members left to seize this Lord. And Evil, all 5.
Well, it was kind of missed a little bit from the observer cam, but really well done from Powerful and Twist. Once again, diving that backline synergy, and this is something which I feel Alchemy neglected whereas as they were reviewing their game plan from game 1 as they transitioned to game 2. And this is something which it looks like they haven't found the answer to yet.
Oh, the feathered airstrike didn't really quite find much value. Okay, never mind. That is a massive value. As it managed to zone everyone away from the Lord to finally take the first Lord in the game by 15 minutes.
Well, this was very well played by Evil. And they know, like remember in the first game, they took their time with that Lord. They had a lot of patience. As long as they stay in, as long as they have some form of heal, some form of sustain, Evil will end up winning the team fights right off the bat. Now, Danny just not making any sort of movements right here. The Lord taking down the tier 2 turret. Jace is getting a lot of zone potential.
Oh, Puski did manage to find an onwards catch down on the powerful and even find himself
Oh, he
out of
got the Evil.
firelight. They will want to focus down on the powerful as much as possible. They even managed to bring the Lord down. That wasn't even much of a damage control from the side of Alchemy. In fact, that is an amazing damage control. The bottom lane second tier defense turret is still up and running, and that is definitely not what you want from the side of Evil.
The skill
Very
has tipped
ambitious.
over the side of Evil now, like 1.3k gold up ahead in terms of economy against Alchemy, and Evil trying to pull them out. They know that they want to get a flank onto Pacifist, and Pacifist at this point of time, as long as they stay within their base, they will be able to defend. They do have high ground, they do have sufficient wave clear, they do have a little bit more mobility and utility to play in a lot of these team fights.
I mean, Abstract does giving me the hint right here, passing me some of that wonderful chili sauce. Things are getting a little bit spicy here as we reach the end game. And thankfully, that death from Powerful wasn't the most.
Danny!
Oh,
Oh!
what a prediction! Are you for real?
Just gonna be jumping over the back line JS with that Winter Truncheon, but
Oh!
unfortunately,
Wow.
not quite long enough to get himself out of the grasp of Pacifist. Dude, what are you doing? He just went in a perfect timing and bring JS and Coconut down. This is just so bad for the side of Evil. As Alchemy is going to be pushing down at the top lane, second tier defense turn. That was amazing.
Oh, what a catch. What a play by Danny, taking down 2 members, Jaces and Coconut. With them gone, the Alchemy, they're trying to cycle. They're trying to come back up on top. They're trying to take down as many tier 2s as they can. Open up the map and play the map. Alchemy really needs this next Lord.
Yeah, I don't think they get the inhib here. But if anything, it's all about setting up for that Lord fight. And you can see that's where their priorities are. Maybe take the tier 2 and that's good to go.
Now, I'm just really afraid that Alchemy will go back into their bad habits. Well, the fact is, we are only looking at a 2,000 gold lead. It's not necessarily that much, but it's all about the mentality. If whether they're playing not to lose or they're playing to win. So far, Alchemy has managed to find these amazing pickoffs, and this is technically a slightly simpler game than the previous one because it's not that mechanically intensive as compared to the Xbox plus Cho. There's so much things that you're gonna have to consider. But for this lineup, for the side of Alchemy, it's so much easier to execute, and I think that this pretty much fits the alley of Alchemy.
Well, Twist and Pacifist having their own micro skirmish here over at the top lane, trying to see who's able to adapt better to give their team the best situation here, especially with the creep equilibrium. And now, here we go, the Lord pull is starting to happen. This dance could potentially seal this entire game. Twist, is he the one outplaying Pacifist? No ultimate, that's huge!
Well, Pacifist doesn't even have much of a movement speed to work with. As such, Evil, it does seem like they are going to be putting themselves back against the wall. Or maybe, never mind,
no,
it's the
looking
other
bad.
side. It's Booski as well as Downey that doesn't really have a lot of HP to work with. Karen's
heal.
with a really clutch heal actually came right in the nick of time. As such, none of the members from the side of Evil has went down just yet. All of those skirmishes was all for naught.
It's a push and a pull from both sides. Evil, they really need to take someone down. Alchemy, they have a second life in that Theramis. With the Netherrealm, it makes it so hard for Evil to even take any one member down. Alchemy, though, they are finding it easy. They do have a lot of damage onto that backline. As long as they take either Jaces or Coconut down, that is their window of opportunity. They can cycle, they can take down that Lord.
Looks like they are about to start again. This time, Pacifist, he's taking a safer approach, pushing out the wave. Twist also afraid that someone was coming to back Pacifist up. But it looks like he's going to be behind this time. The flank could potentially be
Yep.
coming in right now.
Initiation coming in from the side of Booski will definitely get a really good timing for coming in for his friends. While Passive is just going to be jumping over the back lines with the Blazing Duet. He will be able to bring Coconut down. And it does seem like Icon is going to be taking it down as well. JS, he's going to be the next one on the chopping block. And unfortunately, that's not going to be the case for him. But the Winter Truncheon just going to be popped coming from the side of Powerful as immediately bought that. But it's not quite enough to prolong his health. Alchemy, they found a perfect opportunity coming from the side of Booski. He initiated at a perfect time. Pacifist then popped that sprint. Perfect
He's going
execution.
to try and
Twist
show
trying to
us
buy
life.
time.
I don't think that they will be able to buy as much time. In fact, he's just going to be speeding himself over to the dogs.
Oh,
Alchemy,
no.
with all 4 members beelining themselves down in the middle lane, taking down the inhibitor turret, and even down to the core.
That's it. That's it. Alchemy. They closed out the game. It's a 1-1. One more game. The stakes are riding.